Okay, so we're going to start by drawing an equilateral triangle. It doesn't matter how long you make the equilateral triangle. If you make it too small, however, it can be very difficult to be accurate. So my advice would be to maybe go about 50, 60 mil and leave it like that. The equilateral triangle is also going to be nice and light. Once we've drawn our equilateral triangle, we're given an elevation and we're given a plan. So I'm going to start by drawing the plan. We're going to come down from our equilateral triangle and we're going to come down vertically. And the reason we come down vertically is that's perpendicular to the base triangle. It doesn't matter what distance we come down, and we're going to draw a horizontal line. This line, because it's an equilateral triangle, is in the middle of our distance. So we're going to draw a semicircle using that as our center point. Now, there's a theorem in maths which states that if you have a semicircle and a line of a diameter, if you pick any point on your circumference of your semicircle, join it back to the end 2 points of your diameter, it'll give you 90 degrees. So we have this point here which we're going to join to the end of the diameter line. We're going to extend it. These two lines, when they meet, make an angle of 90 degrees. Now, we have our shape in here. It's a hexagon, and what we're told is we have a hexagon which is going to be 52. So we're going to measure 52 coming this way. Okay, and from this point here, we're going to draw a line perpendicular to this side. Now, obviously, we know that this line here is going to be in the center. So I can halve 52, which is obviously going to give me 26. That's going to give me this point here. Now, because this is a hexagon, I know the angle right here is obviously going to be 30 degrees. So just using my protractor, I'm going to measure 30 degrees on this side. And that gives us the side of one of our hexagons. Now, as we know, if we have the side of one hexagon, we can draw a shape. So I'm just going to transfer, using axial symmetry, just transfer it over to the other side. I'm now going to pick up my compass, get the distance of the length of the line, mark it off. And I'm also just going to swing an arc from those 2 points. And that gives me the rest of my hexagon, which I can now draw in dark. I'm just going to join these. Now I need to find the center point here. Now for the center point, it's obviously going to be halfway. So if I just join these points, as you can see, they all meet in the same point, which gives me this lovely point here. From that point there, I'm now going to put radius 22 onto my compass. And I'm going to draw the plan of my cylinder. Brilliant. Now, because I drew my plan in this direction, I'm going to draw my elevation up here. So now I'm going to come up here from my equilateral triangle. The side of my equilateral triangle here is at 60 degrees. So 30 degrees is perpendicular to this. So we're going to come over at 30 degrees. And we're going to come at a distance. Yet again, it doesn't matter how far out we come. Just leave a gap. Yet again, we're going to draw our semicircle. Because it's an equilateral triangle again, that point is in the middle. So we're going to join that back now to the ends of our diameter line. Okay, so we can take our distances. So as you can see, we're going to be looking in this way. This is the width of my hexagon, which is obviously 52. Just to save me marking out with my ruler, I'm just going to get with my compass, and I'm going to measure that 52. Now, I'm given two heights. I'm given a height of 13 and 13. So on my side here, I'm going to measure 13 and 13. And from those 2 points, I'm going to draw two lines parallel to the base. Lovely. Now I can get the base by just coming straight up from here. That gives me those two sides. Now, I know I have a radius 22 here, so I'm just going to find the middle and go at 22 on both sides. So that's obviously 26, and I'm going to measure at 22, and then obviously 44. And from those 2 points, I'm going to go straight up, and that's giving me my elevation. Lovely. Now, we will have a line obviously here in the middle, so from our midpoint there we're going to draw a line. Now I find that indexing greatly helps when we're doing anxometric projection. So I'm just going to index there now. I'm just going to zoom in first. So I'm going to start my plan. I'm going to call this A, B, C, D, E and F. Now obviously I'm only using marker to highlight it for yourselves. So if we come up here, we have A and B here, we have F and C, and we have E and D. Now because we have a prism shape, obviously A and B is also up here, F and C, E and D. If you wanted, you could index them using different points. I just find it as easy just to use the same points. So we're going to start off with point A. Point A is here in my plan, and so for my plan I'm going to come up vertically. So it's the same direction we came down, we go back up. We went up at 30 degrees to get our elevation, so we're going to come back at 30 degrees. So there's my A. So A comes down, A comes up, and they meet here and here. Now those 2 points are at the back, so we won't actually see them, so I can just leave them there now at the moment. I'm going to actually start with D because D is in the front. So I'm going to bring D straight up, and I'm going to bring D down and D down. Now that gives me D point here and here. So there's my D's. E is obviously on the same line, so I'm going to bring E up. And I'm just going to do a little trick. When I get it, I'm going to draw it in straight away. So that gives me 2 E's. Okay, C is going to be next, so I'm going to bring down F and C at the same time. And I'm going to bring up C. And they're cutting here and here. So that's giving me that lovely shape. That's C and C. Next we're going to get B. Now I've already brought down A and B, so that's lovely. I'm going to bring up B. It's giving me a point here and here. So here we have B and B. Okay, that's lovely. Now I have A and A, so I'm just going to join them lightly though, because I won't see this part here on the ground. That's perfect. And I just have to finally get point B, and then we've got our hexagon prism finished. So that's going to give me a point F here and here. So there's F and F. I can join all them together. Now we won't be darkening this bit at the back, we won't see it, but I still wanted just to find it. So we have our hexagon shape there. The next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get our circle, okay? Now, for my circle, you have to imagine that you're looking in here, because as you can see, we have D here, which is the widest point, and D is up here. We have C here in the middle, and we have B here. So C is the midpoint. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a little color coordination, and we're just going to pick this line. So this line is going to be in the center, which is going to be here and here. I'm just indicating using little dashes where they're going to be. Now, I'm going to draw a line for my center point. Now you have to obviously use your 2 endpoints. Very important. So we have an endpoint here. Yet again, you wouldn't use big dots or dashes. I'm just highlighting the situation. Now, I'm going to measure out 10 and 7. 10 and 7. You don't have to use those dimensions. I'm just using them because they seem to fit nicely in this circle. So 10 and 7. So there's 10 and 7. Now up here we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to measure 10 and I measure 7. 10 and 7. Down here 10 and 7. 10 and 7. So those dashes are corresponding. Now I have points, so I'm going to label these with numbers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So up here I've point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're my top points. I'm also going to have the same points in the bottom, but I'm just going to leave them for a moment. So we're going to start off with point over here. We'll start off with point 10. So I'm going to bring down point 10. And point 10 is going to come up. And I'm just going to get my dots each time so we don't get confused. And there's my point 10. Okay, next I have point 11. So 11's coming up and 11's coming down. So I know this is the line 11. I'm going to come straight up now to meet it. And there's 11. Point 11. Point 12. Oh sugar, that came down to the wrong angle. Sorry lads. 12. There's my 12. 1. There's 1. 2. There's 2. 3. 3. 4. 4. Now I've already brought down these points, so when I bring up 5, 5 is going to be here. Then I'm going to bring up 6. There's 6. 7. 8. 9. And I have 10. So there, as you can see, I found all my points now. So all I have to do is join them in a freehand curve. So nice and lightly, freehand. And once we've got that done, we're going to go over it heavy. Lovely. Now, obviously, I only have a 2D disc. I need to come down. So if we just look here, okay, I'm going to come straight down here from the 2 widest points. I will not see anything further than those points. So I just have to find the bottom ones of these. So I'm going to find the bottom one of 9. The bottom of 9, 2 seconds. The bottom of 9 is coming here. Bottom of 10. Is 10. The bottom of 11. Is bottom of 11. The bottom of 12. The bottom of 1. The bottom of 2. And that should give us our points. So if we want to neatly join them. Okay, and once we have those points there now, we can darken in our side and our side, and finally my hexagon prism can go dark as well, and that's your finished anxometric projection shape. Okay.